Welcome to round 4 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of July 29th. I'm Nicole Lairdix, and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
And Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
As moms of teens and young adults, we've survived those little kid days, yet we're still rethinking the decisions we've made all through our kids' lives and worrying about what's going on right now. Today's Thursday, which means it's time to give in to our obsessing about parenting details, big and small. Last week, we obsessed about all those rules of etiquette that we didn't quite get and aren't sure how to teach our kids. This week, we're talking about online etiquette, and we are pretty sure about the rules this time.
And sadly, other people are not.
Well, this topic stems from an experience I had a while back. And in my other day job, in my other job, as you know, involves advocating for children with disabilities for the inclusion of them in general education classrooms. So I had this whole other online, I guess, what would you call it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Persona. Identity.
I don't know. Something. But it's called the Inclusive Class, and I run that. And so I generate a lot of content on that site and lots of information and tips and suggestions and graphics. And I've been doing it for quite a while, and I have a brand, and it's pretty established. And I started to notice that there was an organization who was taking the work that I created or taking a quote and not giving me any credit, putting their organization name instead, photoshopping what I had created and calling it theirs, like putting their organization on it, you know, changing up my brand colors. Like it was so blatant. And whether it was intentional or not, and I doubt it was intentional, it was probably just some person who's volunteering and thinking that they can, you know, take the content and share it out as in their colors or their brand.
Yeah.
But I feel like in this day and age, people should know better.
Yes.
Like you think that people, and of course, you know, I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, because I did notice it about 3 weeks before I actually did something about it. So I was like, okay. And then I just, you know, they started putting out more and more stuff, because if it was a one-off, I might kind of let it slide, because they're trying to generate, I don't know. Anyway.
You're not a monster, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't want to make a big deal out of it, but it just got more and more blatant and more frequent. And I just thought, you know what? No, this is my stuff. I need to protect it online, right? Like that's the world that we live in these days.
Yeah.
And so I finally just sent them an email asking them to keep the original and not to put their name on it. But are they not teaching this stuff in schools and colleges? Are people not having these conversations? Like,
yeah,
it's something that needs to happen, because.
Yeah, I mean, it could be kids, it could be adults who are, you know, there's somewhat of a feeling that if it's on the internet, it belongs to everybody, which everybody should know now is not the case. But it's still there. And also, I think sometimes, you know, they put that out there. So now if you do a Google search for that thing, you may come upon theirs. And in that case, you would never know that it was originally from you, because it's lost its tag. And therefore, somebody's then going to use that and rebrand it for theirs. And eventually, there's a bunch of different versions. And who knows? Who can say where it started? That's just the nature of the internet. And it's very frightening for content creators who want credit for stuff, especially images, even more than text. But text gets stolen too.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, Catherine, have you come across this?
Yes. I mean, I've certainly
some of the stuff that I've written that's online, I've encountered elsewhere where it shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
The thing that I want to complain or obsess about right now is and I've talked about this in the past, communication from my children's high school. So I experienced this even when I only had one kid there, but now I have two. And they'll send these automatically generated emails that say, because your student is enrolled in one of these classes, XYZ. They don't say what class, and they don't say what student. So
no.
It could be either one of my children, and it could be any one of the 7 or 8 classes they're registered for, which I don't know what they are because they did it back in December. It's now July. I have no recollection of what they signed up for. So, and of course it's a do not reply email.
Yeah.
So I just these automatically generated messages that we get from the school or from any organization.
Yes.
These things they may make sense to you, but they're not making sense to the recipient. So you need to rethink what you're doing here.
Right.
My son is still getting emails, the emails that go out to students at his college. He graduated in, let's see, it's been a number of years since he graduated, and they're still coming, and there is no unsubscribe button on it.
What?
And there is no way to get out. My daughter somehow got out from under it, and we can't remember how she did it, and I see it's not, do not reply. So it's like, do I have to email the tech department, and am I going to have to remember his student ID number? Because I don't. Right. There should be an easy way to get out from under this. Even if you're a student, if you don't want to get the daily bulletins.
Right.
But I've just set them to spam, so they go in the spam folder. But still, every day there's something from the university. Oh, we're closed because of weather, or where this is like, I don't care. Go away.
Yes.
Stop.
I had that with the luge. Remember when my son did luge?
Yes.
Years ago?
Yeah.
And I got on some kind of mailing list for that, and I keep getting them. And then I thought, well, maybe, when his membership lapses, because he had to buy a 1-year membership, sign up for that. Nope, still kept coming. And no unsubscribe. Which I don't think is even legal, by the way.
I don't think it is.
And I finally had to just send them to spam, and they're still in there. When I check my spam folder, there's from my friend at USA Luge. Hi there. I'm deleting you now.
Such a waste.
Yeah, this is...
I don't know. There needs to be some sort of courses for kids in elementary school, like IT classes,
yes.
Right.
And
in terms of...
the problem is things change so quickly, and
they do.
Yes. And there needs to be something like the way as an adult you get a driver's license when you start driving, and then every so often you have to get a new one. Even if you don't have to take a test or anything, you at least have to be up to date in your skills. You have to get your car inspected. You have to, get certain things to keep driving. Yeah. There should be something for the internet. You have to, at least every so often, say, I understand these truths about internet use. And, in not tiny fine print, the stuff that we all just say, yeah, and never look at. Something relatively easy, like the little cookie messages that are on every website now. There needs to be something every time you do a Google search. Please know you cannot just cut and paste this and call it your own.
Yes.
Please know you can't just take, even for a good cause, you cannot just take this image and use it yourself. Thank you. Hit this button to acknowledge. Just because I think people have argued with me about it. Oh, yeah, I can use that. No, really, you can't. And even if you could, it wouldn't be nice.
Responding appropriately. So never mind you're being the one to be bothered by it. Yes. But when you ask people or when you are wanting, when you're communicating with them, like, treat them as though you're talking to them in real life. Like, don't just ignore them.
Yeah.
Or,
well, I think people
like,
feel they're doing the right thing, and then they feel defensive if somebody calls them out on it. I've, had to do this a lot as when I had an about.com site, people would take and use things for their organizations or whatever. Anytime you're doing something servicey about, special needs, as you are too, Nicole, people feel that they're doing a good deed by stealing them.
Right.
And then you're being rude by asking them to stop. I'm just sharing this useful thing. I'm a good person. Well, share it with my name on it, will you?
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know.
But with the emails too, there needs to be some basic email etiquette studied and acknowledged and signed off on a regular basis to keep being able to use email. Seriously.
Okay, every email that I get that starts with "Hey," I delete automatically. FYI, people.
Wow, she is
trying to get a hold of me. I am strict. I am sorry. I have zero tolerance. If you're trying to get a hold of me for, collaborate or for whatever it is, and I'm thinking more so not from my personal contacts, obviously.
Someone who doesn't know you.
Yeah, somebody who's like soliciting some kind of advice or asking me to do something or
please know
whatever.
That Nicole would like you to start your email with, "I'm sorry."
Exactly. No, but yeah. If you start with the word "hey" or "hey there," I'm out. You're done.
Good to know. I'm thinking back now if I've ever done that. Apparently now I know Nicole had never responded to those emails.
No, you're on my friends list.
You
it's
might have gotten away with it.
But I'm going to do it now and see if I get a response.
Yeah, right.
From now on, Catherine and I are constantly going to email Nicole, Hey!
Just don't be young and hip with me, okay? That's all I'm asking. Be professional.
Well, now that we've yelled at y'all for a little while, I guess we should bring this to the close. But before we do, I just want to lay claim to a piece of my intellectual property on the internet. Raise your hand if you have seen from time to time a meme that says, "If you remember these, you're old," and it's a photograph of a book with a paperback book cover on it. You seen that? Seen that meme going through your Facebook?
Yeah.
I've seen it any number of times. My photo taken on my patio of a textbook and a paperback book cover I made. I did a tutorial on about.com of how to make a paperback book cover. That was the final ta-da photograph. And somebody found it on Google Images, I'm sure, and just slapped that puppy into a meme. I used to, when it showed up on my friend's wall, say, "I took that! That was my picture!" But nobody cared. So I'm telling it to you all now. Next time y'all see that meme go by, go, "I know who took that picture." And somebody stole it. But still, my patio, my book cover, my photograph.
Awesome.
And my podcast, our podcast, that is ending now. That's it for today's Round 4. Tune in tomorrow when we'll share our roundabout roundup of things we've been using or enjoying lately that we think deserve a shout-out. Find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there on our Facebook page or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.